Welcome to Four Seas One Family, where expats, immigrants, and migrants can share and learn about life experiences abroad. I'm your host, James Thomas, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan, and I'm so glad to have you traveling along with me on this journey, and welcome to the show. Now, before we go into the show, we here at Four Seas One Family and my guests, we would like to send our condolences out to Mr. Chadwick Boseman family, a 43-year-old American actor that's really done a lot to not only show his skills as an actor, but also a lot to show the world a perspective from a black community, from a black person's point of view. He is not only the star of Black Panther movies and also in movies that depicts Jackie Robinson and things like that. I really appreciate we here, all here, really want to wish the best for the family, and may his passing mean more to the rest of the world. Rest in power.
Rest in peace.
Well, here we are really glad to have person that I've been trying to get here on the show for a while, and we finally got Ghanniy on the show, man. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show, dude.
Bro, I'm good. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
I can't give you a pound. I'm trying to maintain my social distancing. You know that. It's gonna be rough, man. So, it's been a while trying to catch you in here, and we finally got you on the show and stuff like that. So,
cool.
Let's get into, hey, what brought you out to Taiwan, dude?
What brought me here? I've been coming here on and off for the past 10 years, actually. But the first time I came to Taiwan was about 2000.
2000.
I was in South Africa then.
Mm-hmm.
People were just disappearing. White people were disappearing.
What do you mean disappearing?
Honestly, they were just leaving South Africa.
Oh.
I had a girlfriend there, and I had this bit of squabble with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So she left my house and she took my car.
Oops.
So I went to go and look for her at the mall because she was supposed to go to the mall because I love that car.
Okay.
So then I got to the mall, I met people there, and I didn't see white people. So actually, I didn't see white people at the mall.
Uh-huh.
I'm serious, because this is South Africa. It's a place where you see white people.
Oh, yeah,
You don't
in
see
Africa,
black
where you
people.
see white people. Okay.
I'm talking about South Africa.
Okay, wait a
Not
second.
Africa. No, South Africa is
Okay.
for white people.
Oops.
You
Okay.
don't see the black people there. You have you ever been there?
Not yet.
Ah, okay, good. 'Cause so I was there, I was like, something's wrong. This is a place where you see white people, and
Okay.
I'm just seeing black people. So I saw one black guy look at me, I called him and said, what's happening here? Where are the white people?
Oops.
He said, they've moved to Taiwan.
They moved to Taiwan.
Honestly, everywhere you go, they say people are going to Taiwan. That's why I came to Taiwan.
This is before South Africa and Taiwan kind of like broke up their relationships directly.
That was earlier, and they're still coming to Taiwan.
Yeah, they're still coming.
Loads, yeah. So all the white people in South Africa come to Taiwan. That's why I came here.
Taiwan.
Yeah, I just look for my girl, came here.
You just followed the herd.
Yes.
Did you
I
know
found
about?
that, yeah.
Did you know about Taiwan before coming out? I mean, you didn't know anything about Taiwan, man. What's the deal?
No, I didn't know that name even.
Oops.
I didn't learn that name in school.
You
Did
didn't?
you learn that name in school? No, I didn't.
I'm not surprised.
I came across that name in South Africa. It was Taiwan. You mean Thailand? No. It's
Yeah,
Taiwan.
right. It's the Thailand.
Yeah.
It's the T's.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I saw that name, and I just decided to come down here.
So that made you like say, hey, I'm coming to Taiwan. What made you trip over here, man? And I'm using the word trip. Okay.
I told you. I mean, everybody was, all the white guys were coming to Taiwan.
That was it. That was it.
I was like, okay, I want to see what's happening here.
But the sad thing is, you didn't find your car.
Well, I didn't need a car anymore. I just came down here. I didn't find my car. I didn't find my girl.
Oh, yeah, but you ended up here. So how did you make out while you was here, man? I mean, when you got on the land.
Well, I came to visit as a holiday, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I came here like that, and I was surprised when I got here.
Surprised about what?
Well, when I got here, I saw loads of white people. I didn't see black people.
Okay.
I was like a fish out of water. I was the only person, even from the airport, I was like, what is going on? There are a lot of white people. Where are the black people?
So okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay, I decided to correct that.
You decided to make it your mission to correct that. Oh, I got to hear this.
I decided to put the matter in my own hands, So I began to spread my seed.
Okay, now hold on. Now you're going a little bit too fast for me now.
I'm getting fast for you. That's true. But seriously,
yeah.
That's what happened. I was actually shocked not to see black people here.
So, What? Okay, no, just back up a little bit now.
Yeah.
What did you do? Okay, you got here, and how long? Well, you just stayed here one time, or you just going back and forth? How
The
was
first
that?
time I was there, seriously, I didn't even see a single black person. The first time I was there for like 2 weeks. I didn't see a single black person.
And that was in year what?
That was what?
What year was that now?
Around 2000.
In 2000. Okay.
I went back to South Africa actually. Yeah. Then I think I went to London and I met a black guy that told me he lived in Taiwan. I'm like, you live in Taiwan? Where do you live? Then he gave me contact, connection, where to go, where to see black people when I get here. And so when I came back to Taiwan, I went to a place called B52.
Oops. Yeah, I remember that place.
been there?
I remember. Yeah, I've been
And
there.
I was so glad there was a place like that. Then I found a lot of black people. That was my God. Okay, there are black people in Taiwan. This is where they come to.
They only come out at night, right?
Yes, they look at night to this place. That's true. And when you go in the city, you don't see black people. All the schools you go to, you don't see black people. And that was worrying then. But I realized what happened later. Why that was like that later.
Okay. Well, just talk more about that in a few. Just talk more about that in a few because I want to put the brakes on here because we're going at the speed of light
I can
already.
see that
We're just
too. We're
flying.
rushing, yeah.
And by the way, if you guys have any comments, leave them down below, and we'll pass on the questions.
Yeah.
But let's slow down a little bit. You're here in Taiwan, and you learned to adjust to your life here and everything. Tell me, how did you keep yourself going here? You got into what? What kept you here, and what were you doing while at that time, say right after 2000? How about that?
Oh well, I didn't stay. I just came on holiday, stayed for a few weeks, and went back. Then I came back to stay because I liked it. So I stayed in Taiwan, got a job, and stayed for like 2 years.
And what did you do at that time? During that time,
English teaching.
Everything. When everybody else comes here,
teaching,
right?
yes.
So you're one of those trip ups that's saying, "Well, I'm going to teach here for a year or two," and end up being here for over 10 something years and stuff like that. That's
No, I didn't do that. I actually planned to do like 2 years teaching, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
That's what I did. I did like 2 years, and I moved up to England.
And what caused you to come back? This is what I got to hear.
Well, in England, actually, I got older.
Oh yeah, that happens. That happens sometimes. Yeah.
I got older, had a life, got married, got divorced. And I'm like, okay, I feel like starting afresh. And I like, what's the best place to go and start afresh? And I came down to Taiwan. That's what I did.
So Taiwan was like the reboot.
Yes, something like that. It's really like that for me, a place to start afresh. That's how it was for me.
So it was like that reboot for you to restart,
Re-energize,
re-energize.
Yes, something like that.
Okay, so what did you focus on to re-energize yourself?
Well, to re-energize in the sense that I'm going to start over.
Okay.
Start over and start doing things I want to do for myself, what I enjoy doing something for the love of it. Something like that.
For example?
Yeah, of course I had to come here to
Right, okay.
I had to come with a job or for a job. I got a job in England, teaching job.
Okay.
So I came for that job.
Yeah, but you're kind of like unique because you really qualified.
Yes, I'm qualified for the job.
Right,
yes.
you really qualified.
I'm not unique. Many people are qualified.
Yeah, but a lot of people get off the airplane here and they don't have like the certificate and all that stuff.
People.
Yeah.
Black
Okay.
people
Oops.
just come here and
that's
have
you.
nothing.
Yeah.
Something.
But it's good to say that you are a professional qualified dude and you
I try.
You try. Okay. Now just back up in some time here. Just back up a little bit then. So you're back here. After the 2 weeks, you're back. You got a job out here, and what during that time really kind of like from that time to now got you latched into Taiwan right now? Was it a special something or someone or what?
Well, I got married.
You see, don't skip over this, man. I want to hear this.
Married,
This is the story I want to hear, man. How did that happen? How did you meet your wife is Taiwanese, right?
Yes, she's Taiwanese.
How did this story happen? Because this is something.
This is Taiwan, man, and I'm black. And,
Okay.
And I mean, well, I don't know. I think Well, I met my wife when I went to the bank to open my account, actually.
Okay, in the bank.
Yes. She works at the bank where I went to open the account.
And she found out that you were some kind of prince and you had all this money that you had to send over here. Am I right? I'm going to stereotype. I'm being stereotyped now.
You've had that before.
Not me, man.
Okay.
No, how did that go?
My case was different. My case was that I have this Eddie Murphy thing going for me.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to say that. I get that a lot in Taiwan.
Get out of here.
Honestly, people were like, it's Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
so
I'm Michael Jordan.
It's possible. That's what you get, right? You get Michael Jordan.
I get something like that.
I get Eddie Murphy all the time.
Except when I get into a basketball game and they look at me and say, we want this guy. And I'm like saying in the back of my mind, you picked the wrong dude.
I'm so like that.
Right? Yeah. I get on the basketball court, I make a shot, and they look at me like, it's not in your DNA to miss. And I said, it's in mine.
So like that. I'm like, I don't play basketball. I'm African, man. That's when I say I'm African. So when I talk, I'm like, they think I'm American. I'm like, no. When it comes to basketball, I'm like, no, I'm African. I play football. I don't play
football.
Basketball. No,
Excuse me. Just correct that. It's called soccer where I come from.
Whatever. I play soccer or football. I don't play basketball.
Oh, you don't care what they call it, right?
Call it. No, I don't care. I mean, as far as you understand what I'm saying.
We get it mixed up in New York. We say we play soccer, but I have my African friends. They say, no, James, it's soccer. And I say, you're right. Yeah, but go back. Okay, you met the lady, your wonderful wife, in a bank.
Yes, when I went there to open the account, the cashiers, the girls there, they couldn't speak English, and so they called her down. I think she was a financial consultant there. They called her down, and she was like, "Okay, I can speak English." And then she was down there, and then she was asking me questions like, "Are you married? Do you have children?" And I was like,
"You were getting interviewed, dude."
I've opened an account before. I'd never asked such questions. I'm like, "Are you sure that's in the questionnaire you're asking?" Are you looking for something else? I felt like she's looking to see if I'm fertile or something. Honestly, that's the way I saw it. I was like, fine, let's go out. We actually went out and we got married eventually.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, now I'm waiting for the book now. I'm waiting for the book now because sounds like...
I'm actually writing a book. That's interesting.
You're writing a book?
I'm writing a book. Well, it's not about my life. I'm writing. I met some interesting guys in Taiwan. There are a lot of talents in Taiwan. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Taiwan is full of talent. That's one thing I realized. And I'm sorry if I'm cutting your questions.
No, that's okay.
Coming to Taiwan, coming back to Taiwan, I felt like I needed to do things I enjoy doing. Not just teaching English. I'm doing things that I'm passionate about, like acting, like stand-up comedy, like writing scripts and stuff. So I'm involved with guys to write scripts and put a production out there, like mini-series or web series. And I've got interesting actors and writers with me doing this together.
Okay, hold on now. Now, you're also an actor?
Yes.
You're also an actor.
Well, when I say I'm an actor, I'm not this one, I'm one of those, I don't know how to do it, guys, you know what I'm saying? But I'm an actor, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to coach someone that say, just do it, you know what I'm saying?
Just do it.
You don't have to be perfect at it, yeah. So I can act, I can do stand-up comedy. It doesn't mean I'm a great stand-up comedian, you know what I'm saying? But I do all this stuff.
How did you get into stand-up comedy? How did this happen?
Stand-up comedy, I actually started doing that in Taiwan here.
Okay, so before you got here,
you were stand-up comedy. No.
What gave you the impetus to get into something so diverse as comedy? Because you need a special type of niche and a relationship with the audience. What made you do that, dude?
Well, I'm skilled, bro. I'm talented, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, just put it down.
Okay.
The fact is, I've seen comedies. Open mics, comedy shows in England and other places, and because I don't know whether because England, when you go and see shows, these are top guys.
Right.
You go and see people that are in their best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when you go to open mic, even when you go to open mic, you go to the places where you know that these top guys go to prepare. So it's so scary to go into comedy for me. It's very scary to go into comedy. I mean, like you were like,
of course, it'll be scary.
Yeah. Then when you move to Asia. And you go to open mic, and you'll be like, because these are all English teachers trying to do comedy.
Right, okay.
And you're like, really?
A lot of them are English
teachers. This is a level here? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what do you mean by really?
When you go to the open mic and you watch people do open mic, you're like, what is this? I mean, the level is so low that you can try it.
Also, the bar, I wouldn't say low. It's just the bar's a little bit lower.
Not a little bit. It's low. It's the lowest of the low. I mean, it's the same as English teaching in Taiwan. Anyone can teach English.
And anyone can get in front of the mic?
Anyone can get from the student and
Well,
teach
I would be a
English.
chicken to do that. I tell you, I wouldn't dare do
Well,
it.
then you still have to have some confidence in yourself to get on stage.
Oh, my
But that
goodness.
doesn't mean you're going to get laugh or the same with me. It doesn't mean I'll get laugh. It doesn't mean I'll do anything. But it takes courage. The fact that you can actually get on stage is something.
Right, that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So, and that is what I saw.
And people just accept you for what you were.
For people are just happy to get you on stage. I gotta call because Sam Yab is the one that set up the open mic place in Taiwan.
And where's this at now? Where's this
Sam
at?
Yab is 23.
No, I mean, where was, I'm sorry.
Where's the place now?
Yeah, where would you do these? The open mic?
It's 23 local, but they've moved to a place in Linson.
In Linson, okay.
Linson Road. It's now called 23 Comedy.
Okay.
It's a very big place. It's a very nice place. So Sam Yab actually credit him for that because it's not easy to set up a place for people to go and do open mic. So we go there and people come there, we perform, and we get better. I've been doing it for the past 2.5 years. So we will get better. You have to start hearing shows. I've done my own personal shows, like 2-3 shows already. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you have to get your own crowd.
And you
your
get
own
a rhythm.
fans, you know what I'm saying? Get your own fans and tell your own story. You know, I have an advantage because I'm African, so I'm the only African doing it in Taiwan.
Oh.
So I'm the one that tell African story, African jokes. I get that up with.
Okay, now you said something about African jokes.
Yeah.
African stories.
Yeah.
Now, is the audience is mainly Taiwanese?
American, Taiwanese, Canadian, mix,
Okay.
all this mix, yeah.
Well, okay, just focus on something different. Just focus then on how do you make your comic routine palatable for the local population here? Because not only there's a language difference, there's also a cultural difference. Like, what do you do to kind of like take your comedy and Taiwanese-nize it? Is that a word?
I've always noticed, I've noticed that Taiwanese, they always get my joke. And I realize it's because we have our culture is very similar. The Taiwanese culture and the African culture. There's a lot of similarities in it, you know what I'm saying? And so I always Taiwan is like Africa to me in most cases.
Oh, okay. Now you got to go deep into this. You said
Lagos,
Taiwan. I can't say Taiwan's like the South Bronx to me.
it's not.
I wouldn't say that.
It's not.
Oh, you see how you cut me off, man?
No, it's
That's
not.
wrong, man. How is Taiwan like Lagos to you, man? I got to hear this.
Yeah, good. Lagos. So you know Lagos?
I remember. Well, actually, I think I flew through there one time in a
No
mission.
way you can fly through Lagos.
Well,
Where are
I
you going?
think-
You're going to the Atlantic or something? Where are you going?
I was with a certain group, a filming group.
You're going to North Africa or something?
Yeah, we went to Morocco. We went all through there. We went from the central.
That's probably possible. Okay.
Okay.
Well, Lagos is in the. Nigeria is in the tropic, and Taiwan is also tropic subtropic.
Okay, now I'm
So
getting it.
the weather is very similar. And so the weather alone will make me stay in Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? My wife and I will fight over this. I want to stay in Taiwan. She wants to go to England. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we moved to England 3 years ago. We spent 1 year in England and we came back.
It wasn't happening. The rain was too much in England, right?
The rain. Taiwan is great. The weather is awesome.
Except for the
it's
typhoons and the
cold there.
hurricanes.
But I forget that. They handle it so fine, so well. I'm saying, and apart from that, when you live in Taiwan, it's like you live in Lagos to me. The mix of rural and urban, the mix of the different lives. You can go to the rural area, you can go to the urban within 30 minutes. You're intermingling.
Can you give me an example then?
Wula is very close to Shingen here. I go there anytime.
It's nice out there, man.
And that's awesome.
It's nice.
And then I go to some riverside to have fun. You know what I'm saying? You go to a place in Shingen that look like you're in a forest, and you're like, where is this place? It's almost like I'm in Lagos and I go to the village near me there. Taiwan is amazing. It's really amazing, and I would love to have a good stability in Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking I'm moving away anytime, or you know what I'm saying, I want to stay in Taiwan. I like Taiwan for that. So we were talking about comedy, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So the bar is low, so anyone can just get up and try to do comedy.
Okay.
And it would be nice to see one of us actually shoot out. I think this guy could do that. Sam Yab is very good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, what do I know again? They can do that. But we're all trying. You know what I'm saying? We're all trying, and if you keep doing it, that's my thing with art or skills. You have to keep at it. If you keep at it, you eventually get somewhere. Somewhere. So if it's an opportunity for you to keep doing it, and one day someone will see you and they'll call you for something.
Well, I have a question then. What process do you go through when you setting up your script or your sketches here to make it Taiwanese? I mean, yes, the expat community or the foreign national community can have a relationship with what you're saying, but a lot of Taiwanese have a hard time understanding certain cultural concepts that you be talking about in your skit. What do you do? What is your process of making things palatable for the Taiwanese audience? This is something that's always on my mind, you know?
Well, I don't even think of that. I think of telling my story. I just tell my story. You know what I'm saying? Because, for example, I tell a story of I was at a park with my family. My boy decided to go and play on the monkey bar. And then my boy came down to me and my wife and said to me, Mom, Dad, that boy in the monkey bar called me ugly.
Okay.
And my wife, this actually happened, but I use that as in my comedy.
How old was your boy then?
It was 5.
Okay, 5.
So I said, wow, that's a slap in the face. And my wife said, well, people say ugly to things they don't know. They don't know. So my son went back to the monkey bar and he punched the other boy in the face. So, and then they called the police.
Okay.
And they came to arrest me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was wondering why me? Because my wife is a snitch.
Your wife is a...
Yeah, she's a snitch. She's the one saying, he did it. He asked him to punch him in the face. He said, punch him in the face. And I said, no, I didn't say punch him in the face. I said, that's a slap in the face. But it doesn't matter what that means. The fact is like, I didn't say punch him in the face. And then my wife was asking me, did you punch another boy in the face when you were a kid? And I said, I didn't do that. I didn't need to punch a boy in the face because I wasn't ugly.
Okay.
And that took away and that's, when I was writing that joke, when that thing happened,
okay,
it actually happened that the boy came back and said, the boy called me ugly. And that's why it ended, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to think, what could have happened here? So I wrote the joke thinking, what could have happened here? Okay, let's push it further. You know what I'm saying? And I had to look for a punchline that would be different from when that happened. And that is how I write. I write it as a story. I think it's an African thing for me. I tell a story. I always tell stories. You know why the American style is always punchline and quick thing and like that. And I like that, but I struggle with that.
So, okay, so you just basically saying this is my life story and this is that. Do you try to bring any cultural aspects into it? Because you're also a dancer, dude.
Yes, well, that's another thing I do in Taiwan. I like to foster African culture in Taiwan, or let's say black culture, because generally black Americans, we're all Africans anyway. We struggle with that. If you know about the black movement history in America, there was a group after the death of Malcolm X. It's called the U.S. organization. It was led by Akim Jabal and Maulana Makamba or something. Okay. Their goal was to introduce African culture into the black Americans. And what they did was to teach Swahili language. Okay. And make all the Africans there pick African names. When you hear people bearing Tupac Shakur and co, they must have linked to that organization. That organization came before Black Panther.
I know, in California mainly, right? Am I right?
Yes,
right.
Yeah. So you are James Thomas. You have nothing to do with that. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oops, I tripped. Okay.
So anyway, I like that, and that's, I mean, that guy Maulana was the only guy that wasn't killed by COINTELPRO. All those guys were all killed by COINTELPRO, the FBI, because they didn't see him as a threat. I mean, it's just talking about African language and co. Anyways, that's one of I wanted to have that African culture in Taiwan, to expose the African culture in Taiwan. People in Taiwan. And so we started the idea, this lady called Carol Yao. Carol is with the Red Room.
Carol Lynn, Carol Lynn, right.
So we up on Shaw with the Red Room, Roma Meta with the Red Room, and we had this group in the Red Room that wanted to do African thing. So we looked for someone to teach African dance.
Cool.
So I'm one of the supervisors, and I found a lady that could teach us. I was teaching too. So it was great. Every week we're dancing to a Nigerian song, Cameroon song, different country song, and it was very good. We even get clothes, African clothes for them to wear.
Yeah, you actually have to get the clothes that you make it here.
I have my African friends to bring their clothes, and we give it to Taiwanese people to wear, and we have fun. So it was just fun doing that. Yeah.
That sounds like really fun. But
Yeah.
I want to back up a little bit because, since you're teaching your kid to punch people, I mean, your wife is like, she just told on you. What, I mean, there's always a barrier with cultures, especially when you not only speak a different language, wear different clothes, but if you're wearing a different skin. How did your wife's family react to you when they first met you, or how did you cross that line, man? Because it's tough, man.
My wife's family. Let me see how I can sugarcoat this. Oh, they're fucking racist.
Oops.
Anyway, well,
Okay, you're gonna get in trouble.
racist.
Hold on, I'm not gonna be responsible for this when you go
The
back
thing is,
home, man.
I think it's the Black Lives Matter that I'm doing now. I'm getting so I get so angry at things like that now that before I was just like, let it go. You do it too. Like, they just don't know. It's not you. You know what I'm saying? They're just ignorant. We need to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but how much can we really say that it is a bit of not lack of exposure, ignorance, and this stereotype that's really causing a lot of
Well, it's
destruction?
racism if it has to do with your skin.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. We cannot sugarcoat it. I was married to their daughter for 5 years, and I was never allowed in their house. And they come to my house, interestingly. So it's not like they don't like me. They come to my house. We go to places together, but I was never in their house.
So
for
this
5
is-
years.
So at that time it was more like a function of duty to go to the, go to the daughter's house and stuff like that. But you said 5 years
I
ago.
don't think it's a duty thing. They come even when they were not invited. They just come. They like to come to your house. You know what I'm saying?
They just drop in.
They do their grandparent duties, but they just don't want people to know in their area that the daughter is married to a black guy.
Okay, now this is it.
That's what you're saying.
That's basically what I was trying
Still
to.
racism because it's because of the skin.
Because I have a way of thinking also is that in many ways there is a clear difference between say a touch of being prejudiced and being racist.
Yeah.
Right, and I do agree with that. But we all are prejudiced because, in certain ways, because we rather have things that we're familiar with. But you're right, when it's the perception of your skin towards other people, that is a problem.
Yes.
And there's so much I feel we can do about it.
Yes.
And-
we need to
and-
stop giving people a pass.
Okay, and
That's
what
what
is
I'm
this
saying.
pass? What is this
Because,
pass?
a pass is like, it's prejudice, it's not racism. That's what I'm trying to say. So I got so mad, I went to them one day and I was like, you guys are racist. You're racist. I mean, I hate you too. You know like that.
And you did this in English?
Yes, so they didn't understand.
You better get your Mandarin
So
up.
it didn't really work.
Oh,
so they didn't
they
understand.
couldn't
They're like, you want chicken soup?
I see.
They didn't understand. I was like, but seriously, after 5 years, that was why we went back to England. Which that was the reason we decided to go back to England. Because I thought that they need to know that this wasn't cool. Like, okay, so, and then my wife told them, which was she tried. It wasn't easy for her that we're leaving because this is what my husband said. Because you guys are not nice to us, you don't allow us to come to your house. Then they did their best. They corrected it. They asked us to come to the house. We've already packed our bag anyway. We've already packed everything to England. We are just giving it for the flight. So we moved to England because of that.
Was that like I'm gonna maybe shake it up a little bit. So could it have been possible that the fear of them losing their daughter
definitely,
actually said, look, we have to change our ways.
Yeah.
That was it. How's the communication now?
That's how it's better. So once they allow that to happen, they now give, because I was worried about my kids mostly. It wasn't just me. I didn't even care. But they have grandchildren that should be going to their house. And what made it worse was that my wife has siblings. And all the siblings take their children to the family house.
Right.
Except my boys.
Oops.
And that's so annoying to me. You know what I'm saying?
It has to
Whenever I involve my boys, we have to meet at the park or somewhere else and not their house. And the neighbors don't even care.
They don't even care.
The neighbors don't care. Neighbors, it's so ridiculous. And now my son, who is a genius by the way, Ali is an amazing boy. Honestly, you gotta say.
And
Ali.
that because of whose DNA?
That's me, definitely. Of course,
Boy, this guy, man.
Ali plays piano. That's not me. My wife plays piano.
Okay.
I can't even play anything.
Okay.
Ali plays piano and he raps. He raps. He raps. It's amazing. Well, I do the rapping, so you get that from me. It's really amazing, honestly. It's anyway. So because my son played Chinese chess.
Cool.
With the grandfather now.
You know, the kids always, sometimes when older people, Taiwanese people, they say their child is married to a foreigner or whatever, when the kids are usually the secret weapon.
Yes.
The secret weapon to break all the ice and everything.
No, they're tight. This old man and my son are so tight now. I'm like, wow. I'm like, you almost, and so it's all right. I know what you're saying. Prejudice is not because they're racist, because they fear whatever they're afraid of, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, you are right.
Yes.
What you said, I'm not denying that.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how do we balance this sometimes, because there's some things that we may not want to confront or face, and this does take a type of how would you say, confidence in yourself and what you're doing. And your wife, man, I'm sure she went through some tough.
Fortunately, I have that confidence in myself a lot. I don't take it about criticism. I'm gonna just say it all the time and walk away from there. I was working at a school in my earlier time in Taiwan. It was called Sesame Kingdom, actually.
Okay.
And I liked the school, and I was one of the teachers, earlier teachers. So when new teachers arrive, we wanted to train them. So I was with one of the new teachers, a white guy, and he was complaining to me that his salary wasn't enough. It was actually was being paid like 700 NT. It was a long time ago, 2003 or something. It was being paid like 700 NT. He said, "They give me 700 NT. It's too small. Can you just talk to them?" I'm like, "What?
Can you talk to them?"
He saw me as one of the lead teachers.
Oh, okay.
So he thought I was getting a lot more. He thought I was getting a lot more.
Well, you said he thought.
That's
okay,
what
what was the real deal?
I was getting like 500.
Oops.
I didn't know. I didn't even question it. I was like, wait, what? How much are you getting again? 700? I walked straight to the principal's office. Why is he getting more than me? And he said it.
They just told you straight up.
It's white. I was like, oh my God.
Well, that's been hitting in the news recently.
I just walk out from that school that day, and that I do ridiculous things like that. I mean, I don't care. I can always go. I have to understand that. I was talking to somebody about black people in Taiwan. Some of us are like whales. You know what I'm saying?
Oops.
Yeah, by whales I mean like for everybody here in Taiwan. For black people in Taiwan, it's like fish out of water, really.
Okay.
But whales are, whales are different. Whales brings out humanity in people. When you see a whales at the beach, people rush.
No, I don't see whales on the beach.
When you see that, people rush water on the whale. They put blanket on it. They try to push it back. They're so caring about whale. They're like, they give me a contract. They're like, come and play basketball and be the captain of a basketball team and pay a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? We have people like whale. You're not a whale. You are more like a dolphin.
I'm a dolphin.
You're more like a dolphin. You are like cute and nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm a shark. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
People are scared of shark. They don't really give a shark a chance.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. But of course, there are a lot of other fishes like tilapias, salmons, swimming against the current. You know what I'm saying?
That's me though. I'm a salmon. I'm always swimming against the current.
I know a lot of salmons in Taiwan.
I'm always swimming against the current.
You have to worry about salmons because if the sharks and the whales are getting such a deal, then what about the whales? What about the salmons and the tilapias and the young guys that they can't really do anything for themselves? So we have to start speaking up and say things when we see such treatment and say we cannot accept this.
Yeah.
We have to. That's one of the reasons why I support Black Lives Matter. And even though I support Black Lives Matter for talk against brutality in America, but here in Taiwan we need something like that. We need most white people support each other, they help each other a lot. But most of the black guys, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to help them.
Okay, why do you say that though? What particular point gave you that feeling? Because like I don't get out much anymore. You know?
You don't. No.
But
you're more like a white nigga.
Sorry. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. But
well, I am in some way. But well,
you got too much Eddie Murphy in you now. You know.
Well, okay, I can define white nigga for you.
Okay, go ahead.
You know.
I'm trying to keep this a rated, R show. Okay, I'm trying my best. Okay, this is okay. Go ahead.
We what called the dispersion of light. It's the white light. It disperses into different colors.
Okay.
And that's how I see white nigga. You have to have all the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet to be a complete white nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm not a white nigga because the red is like the love for Africa. I have African love. A complete white guy will not have that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The orange is maybe you dress like you dress now. So that's the orange. Yeah, you dress like a.
You don't like my tie,
You
man?
dress like a master, bro. That's a white.
You don't like my tie?
I do it too. I'm wearing a white too. The yellow is like when you marry into the race. So
Okay.
I'm a white nigga for that. I have a yellow, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Ja
And the
Rasta.
green is doing it for the money. I mean, for example, you're doing it for the money. We're all in Taiwan for the money.
Oops.
We could be doing our skills, even just teaching skills that I have.
Mm-hmm.
There are guys in Africa that need that. You know what I'm saying? There are schools in America that need good teachers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
of course.
I'm using that against me. I say, so when you compare my green and my yellow and my orange, I mean, let's give you a brown nigga. So I'm a brown nigga. I'm actually brown.
You know, it's very interesting when people like us, look like us, or backgrounds that we have,
Yeah.
use these certain words like that N word, which is just as the same as using the word directly, right?
Yes.
And it kind of like takes on a different connotation when a Taiwanese person hear it. Like I'm doing my weekend,
Yeah.
5 to 7 mile run, and this guy on a motorcycle goes back and he's used a kind of like brother term that a black person pick up,
Yeah.
and he said, "What's up, Mike?" And he flew by. I was like, man, I got really mad, and I
He
ran.
said, "What's up, my nigga?"
Right? Yes, he said it. Yeah, and but the way he said it, it was kind of like he used it in a way a typical black person would use it. Okay, so what I did was I chased this guy for about 2 kilometers. It was like you become focused, and I had these flat shoes on. And I caught up to him. He turned off his motorcycle, looked at me, and was like I was his old friend. And in really, really good English, yo, who's that? Blah, 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 blah. I lived in LA, and I was like, wait a minute. Were you hanging around some brothers?
Yeah.
And it turned out he lived in LA, hung out with some, black people, and he picked up this language that if you would have said it in another time, another place, could have got this person in trouble. So this is the thing about when you're learning another language, be careful because it may not have the same connotations you think in the other person's ears. That is my comedy show. So, yeah, but go back. Okay, there's so much we can talk about it. On
just
this.
have fun.
It's
It's
fun, and it's sometimes it makes it feel like you're tripping over certain things. But let's go back to. I want to talk about you then more about have you felt any type of responsibility to take it upon yourself to really try to break the stereotypes that Taiwanese people have towards people of color in general or stuff like that?
That is why I am involved with the Black Lives Matter movement, because I think we need to be out there and it's working. Those are people who are reaching out to say they didn't know this and
they didn't know.
They don't want to know more. We need to know more. Black people ourselves, we don't know a lot. Since I started the Black Lives Movement, I have to start to read more myself. Now, how did you get to this level? What is happening? Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, all those things. I have to start reading more and understanding what's going on. And the Taiwanese are, like you said, on prejudice time, that they don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Most Taiwanese don't know. We have this thing, not we actually. There was a group called Taipei's Listening.
Okay.
They were the first that did the.
I'm familiar with
It's a rally. It's like a symposium, something.
Okay.
And it was very interesting because I was there, and in my group, they put us in groups, and we can talk about black problem or if we have any experience. And the Taiwanese in my group were saying, we are not racist. It's the foreigners that are racist in Taiwan. And the foreigners in the group were like, no, you people are racist. Something like that are racist. And I was there. I was like, okay, I'm just going to listen to this one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's interesting to see Taiwanese saying we're not racist. It's you foreigners that are racist. I consider myself, my case in Taiwan, the racism I've got from family, like you said, it's more like they're ashamed.
Okay. Yeah.
That is not in your face racism, really. It's like they're ashamed, they can avoid you. Racism I've got from white people is often like, it's racism.
Okay, but that is coming mainly from your experiences in England. Would you say?
Taiwan here too.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that then, because I've ran into some racist foreigners here, right? Not many, actually zero from the black community.
Yeah,
and this is true. I mean, I had a coworker who said the N word right in front of me. I was like, okay, I'm getting out of here. Yes. It's like, what is this?
In Taiwan, there are names that are there are people in Taiwan you meet. that they're not racist. They're so friendly. They're so. This guy, Toby Openshaw.
Oh man, he's a great
I have to
guy.
mention that guy
Oh man,
because when you are
a
with
great
this
dude,
guy, you feel comfortable. You can tell it's not judging you. It's
No,
not,
no.
And even if you hear things about it, it will tell you, did you do this? I was like, oh, then we will laugh about it. It's such a nice guy. And he's a white guy.
Well, hold
He's
on,
a South African.
but Toby, yeah, he's a South African, and he's been
He's supposed
through.
to be racist.
Yeah, that's supposed.
Seriously, but this guy is not. I mean, I was like, first time I met him, I was like, because I know South African, I was like, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? But the more you talk to this guy, the more you know him, they're like, wow, what? Well, there are angels among white people too, I can understand that. Seriously, I mean, there are white abolitionists, don't you know that?
Of course, yeah, of course.
So that's one person. There's another guy I will mention, Neil Clinton. He runs Carnegie's.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I've got some good guys that I just love these guys. You feel comfortable with them. You can feel that these people have nothing. And the funny thing, they can meet other people that the racists they know them too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I like about Toby, he's a straight shooter.
Yes,
he's a straight shooter, and he's one of the few people, regardless, that is connected to a lot of people just because he's of his warm personality, and he doesn't give you any B.
No, that guy is awesome. Actually, his family is all here. His family is here. His sons, William. He's just an amazing person, So when you have people like that, you only need one friend sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, I'm like, good. That's why I like Taiwan. If I want to go to any place to drink, I'll like, okay, I can go to Carnegie's. That's why I love Carnegie's, because I'm going to meet some friends that we always meet there, because Nile will be there, Papa will be there. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I love comedy, you know what I'm saying, there are some people that will call the comedy show and talk racist jokes.
Well,
yes.
if you can't handle it, you're a comedian, you shouldn't be there.
That's true.
You shouldn't be there, right?
That's true.
Because all this, trying to be politically correct all the time, really is not made for a comedy show. I'm sorry, if you got thin skin, you shouldn't be there.
But we cannot accept a racist joke.
Oh, that's it.
We cannot accept a racist joke, no matter what.
Yeah,
it's not right.
But
racist joke.
Okay, but the thing is, you need thick skin if you're going to be a comedian.
Well, that was before. Now we need to let them know, because the guy may not even know he's racist. He may not know he's being racist. This has happened in several cases.
Was it a Taiwanese comedian?
Well, the last case that happened was a Taiwanese guy.
Now I can see.
He was trying to. That's what I'm saying about the level of comedy being very low. He was trying to tell a joke, but he was coming the wrong way.
But he wasn't aware of the connotations of the words he was saying. Yes. So this is like mixed up. An earlier question I had for you was that what have you done to break that and to break this type of misunderstanding or misuse of the language? And this is what. This is it.
Yes, that's what you pointed out. Yes.
And do you know anything, or do you have any experience you can talk about where you actually sat down with a Taiwanese person and actually had a fair talk with them about the topic of racism and stuff like that? Have you ever sat down?
This is one case I mentioned about now that this comedian, we actually talk about it like that. And even today, I was talking to a writer-director about this writer-director, he wrote a play about another minority group, and it was being questioned that why would he write about minority group? He doesn't know about the minority group.
I see.
So we're talking about it together, and I was saying that, but now you need to consult somebody. If you're writing about a black person and you don't have experience, you don't know, you don't have a black friend that you want to write about, then ask a black person about it. That
you need some kind of consultant.
Yes, consult, and I mean, give this person credit too. That you respect. It's called respect. I mean, you respect the group, and we actually agree that that's true. You should not just follow the stereotype. Black people are all basketball players.
And that's easy to do. That's easy to do.
All these. I mean, there are awesome black people right here in Taiwan. Businessmen, you are here, you know what I'm saying? And when they talk about black people, they always think about, well, it's better now though. That was a long time ago. It used to be about drugs. Okay. That was a long time ago when I first came to, that time I came to Taiwan. They were always talking about drug. When it's a black person, it's drug, things like that. But now, it's calm now.
Well, I think the younger generation has more access to certain information that they're able to filter through
You're
without.
Me old now.
Well, I'm way back there. But the thing is, there's some information that the younger generation now are able to filter through and talk to people their age who either lived overseas and have black friends or whatever. And it breaks down some of the prejudices. That's great.
That's true.
So I do see that as a good improvement.
Yeah.
And you being an educator yourself, we also tearing that down.
Yes.
And people like Toby and activities that he involves with other people.
The Red Room is trying that.
It's really great. You've been what? Let's talk about then some things you picked up in Taiwan personally. Are there things in Taiwan that for example, that would stay with you, that you picked up from Taiwan that would stay with you like forever, man?
Well, I pick comedy in Taiwan. I pick up comedy.
I'm talking about local Taiwanese customs or anything like that. Besides taking off your shoes before entering the house.
About that, I can say that. I think, I began to appreciate my own culture more.
Oh.
It's so interesting when I look at Taiwanese culture. For example, it is. I'm from Nigeria, Yoruba. We have one of the most popular culture in the world, actually, the Yoruba culture. We have the Ifa, the Orishas. All those X-Men characters were probably based on our traditional Nigerian,
I didn't know this.
Yes, traditional Yoruba culture, Yoruba gods. We have the Shango, Ogun, Yemoja, all those, seriously, all the X-Men characters, we have them in my cultural gods. You know what I'm saying? So,
I had no idea.
And then, so in Taiwan, I see the altars. They make an altar.
altar.
I go to my wife's family home. They have an altar, ancestor worshiping that they, and I'm like, this is exactly like my people.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? But my people, we frown because we have the Christianity now. We embrace Christianity like crazy. So like if I go to my grandfather's house, they had an altar. But my father's generation, they stopped doing that. You know what I'm saying? So during the celebration, they would take us to the village where my grandfather, family, or whatever, anybody is still there. And then the masquerade, like a dragon, would come out. And so when I see a dragon here doing the dragon thing, I'm thinking of it's masquerade.
Dragon dance.
This is the same thing we're doing, just because they make their own so beautiful, they make their own so attractive. You know what I'm saying? The presentation matters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, of course.
And then, not even give me started on presentation. Look at the Chinese medicine. The Chinese medicine, the African medicine, is so well established in Africa that you when you get sick, you can go to the shop and the person will ask you what's wrong with you, and they will cut leaves and cut.
Will they like take your pulse and all this stuff?
No, they don't do that. No.
They don't do that.
They can just tell you what is wrong with you. They look at you. They will see your eye. They will like they will say, oh, Iba, he's got fever or something like that, and they will cut leaves and.
Is this all like written down like in textbooks and stuff like that?
With Africa, it's all oral.
Oh,
that's the trouble with Africa. But then this thing work. Like in my house, when I wake up in the morning, I'll drink a mug of coffee. It's not coffee. It's medicine, Chinese medicine, African medicine.
It's herbs and all this stuff.
Things like that. So we still drink it in Africa. So our African medicine is so rich, and the Chinese are the same thing. Not even as rich as ours, but they change the presentation. They put it in sachets. You see the doctor even wearing a white shirt. You know what I'm saying? They're like a real doctor in Taiwan. They make it so beautiful. Honestly,
the presentation, like you said, does matter.
Yeah, look at the altars. I look at the altars everywhere you go to. They have an altar, small altar somewhere for their gods. We have a lot of altars in Africa. The Shango, the Eshu, all those altars, and the kids are scared to go there because it looks scary.
It looks like a haunted house. Because this I have.
Yes, in Africa.
Are you serious?
Yes, in Africa like that. I won't even go near it. So Taiwan made me to be revisiting my culture, to be appreciating my culture. Wow, the only thing lacking is the way we present this thing. We have our cultural thing. Look at the blood drinking thing. They eat blood in Taiwan.
Just
Africa that they eat blood. They were like, those people eat blood? Wow. Because they would think of actually eating blood, but it looks scary. But look at the way they present blood. They mix it with things and it become cakes.
Yeah, exactly.
We eat pig, whatever you call it, pig blood something. Yeah. So all those things, I'm like, wow. So the it making me realize revisiting my African culture, and that the only difference is that they need to change the way they present it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, this is really weird, because what I'm seeing here is that you come out here, marry kids, and you're taking things from the Taiwanese culture and actually see your own culture back home from where you're from, your home nation,
Yeah.
amplified in yourself.
Yes, exactly.
It's a weird reversal,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah.
I don't see this. I do not see this as an African American,
Well, you don't have that.
oops.
Yeah.
No, maybe I
No.
did it one time, but I forgot.
Well, you're African too. You
Yeah.
have a culture. You didn't get it passed on to you, but it's
Right,
African
that's
thing.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. It didn't get tripped over to me,
Yes,
which is
yeah.
well, unfortunate. But it's this is going to be part of your next book.
Yes, because of my script, we're writing a script about African, almost like an X-Men series thing. Very interesting, actually. I can't wait for it to come out. It's great. We're looking forward to producing it by next year.
By
as
next
a
year?
mini series, yeah.
What is? Can you give like a little sneak
Well,
peek?
it's based in Taiwan, and our idea is we have the character issue. Issue is more like a trickster, not devil, which is not a devil, but let's just say devil for you to understand. And then we have Ifa, which is the messenger of God that do
Ifa.
divination. You can guess what's going to happen. So Ishu and Ifa are the main protagonists of this story, and well, they can also be antagonists.
Okay.
But then the characters. The series is based on these two main characters, and then they will be introducing the gods of Africa to help people in trouble. Let's say someone is in trouble now, they can give him Thor to help him.
This really does sound like the X-Men. You know
Yes,
that,
they give
right?
him Thor to help him. But then Ishu and Ifa are like antagonists also. So if you give him Thor, I'll give him Storm. So Thor and Storm can be having a clash or something.
Okay, I can see some contract issues. I mean, some copyright issues here between Marvel and you
Well,
guys.
it's not Storm. It's our own. We have longer history as Yemoja. Yemoja, you don't know Yemoja.
No, I'm sorry.
As I'm saying Yemoja now, people already know what I'm talking about from Africa. Yemoja, Oya, Shango, Ogun, all these people are already there. The god of iron, the god of thunder, the god of wind and water. You know what I'm saying? So
you see, I was not taught about this. That sounds like Thor.
Yes.
Then I think that sounds like there's probably a Wolverine someplace in there.
Yes, something like that.
This is kind of scary,
I'm
man.
looking forward to where this is going myself, but it's very exciting to see the writers taking it serious and we're going on with that. Yeah.
He said, okay, well, I'm just really amazed here because you're presenting. I did not know of this type of.
Yes, you do. You don't know. Yeah.
But the thing is, like foreign community here sometimes can be so separated from each other a lot of ways. Everybody's here. We are. Doing our own private things. We got families, you got business. Like
That's
my
true.
biggest problem, my time schedule is I'm on New York time.
Okay.
I'm on New York time. I'm at
Okay.
like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. So what do you see then as, say, being a foreign national here with the general foreign community? I want to bring that back here because there is some need for even us as a foreign community to get together, not only the Black community. Your comedy is adding a lot to it. Do you see anything else that could be done for us to get our stuff together? Because I'm seeing so much of our Western attitude coming here and sometimes corrupting the perception of ourselves to the Taiwanese. What can we do to make things better? Because it's always from a foreign perspective what the Taiwanese need to do to understand about us. This is a tough question that I always want to trip up people with.
What can we do? We're doing a lot of stuff anyway. We want to live here. What can they do? Because what can Taiwan do to make it easy for us to live
Not only
here?
that, but even the other way around too.
What can we do
We
we need to establish ourselves here. That's one. Businessmen, everybody doing something. They should make it easy for us to do this thing, to have businesses and stuff like that. Well, they're actually making it. It's not that hard to do. Let's just put it aside. Well, we are also doing the sport, for example.
Okay, see, this is this is what I'm trying. This is I'm waiting to hear because American sports and activity has
For
taken.
example, I wanted to talk about sport earlier because when we talk about Black Lives Matter, people think it's just starting now in Taiwan.
Oh.
There are guys about that 2005, 2003 that started things like football team, black only football
this
team.
what I'm getting
here.
at.
I mean, there's a guy, Charles has the
Okay.
Charles has the Eagles. We have the Eagles team. It's Taipei Eagles.
Yeah,
in
okay.
Taiwan. It's been going on for more than about 15 years now. And then the second one, Taipei Warriors. started about 7 years ago.
Is it an American football team?
That. No, it's a football team.
Yeah, right. That's
soccer team. He started, so we have two black only football team, and there are like 15 white football teams.
You see, I did not know this.
Yeah, all the Ghanniys have won themselves. The Lion, Red Lion. Okay. There are many football teams in Taiwan, and well, I do sport. I'm sporty. You don't do sport, right? You just run. You run.
You'd be surprised. Well, my sport career is quite interesting, but you go ahead.
Okay, that's good. Well, I don't play soccer anymore. I'm old now. But I play tennis now. I find it that easy.
Oh, you're moving up, huh?
That's moving up. Oh, right. I tell you, I'm a white nigga. I told you.
Moving up.
So I do. Swimming. That's easier to do. I just stay and swim with my kids, teaching kids. I teach soccer to my kids too, and kids like their friends. And so I'm doing simple things now, you know what I'm saying? So there are people that are doing things like sport, so promoting sport in Taiwan. Like the black team I'm talking about, we also encourage Chinese players to join us.
That's cool.
So that's happening. I'm thinking of what do we do again? What are people doing? The Red Room is doing a lot. You know about the Red Room, right?
You know, I haven't been there, but I know the area very well. Cause you know the
Red Room has moved from that place.
Okay.
What do you call that place? Innovation Center. They moved from that place. I think there's no venue now, but
okay.
Don't quote me on that. I think.
So there's a lot. I think a lot of it turns to like a business incubator and stuff like that.
So Red Room is one place that is helping to promote culture in Taiwan. Okay. And I don't know what people are trying things among themselves to promote things, and you are doing this is promoting.
Well, I'm trying my best, and I'm lucky we have things running on at the same time, and we got Taiwan Blend going on, we got this going on, I got 4 Seas One Family that's done in Mandarin and stuff like that, but we're doing our best here. But what is next for you, man? I mean, what should we be looking for next to hear from Ghana?
Oh, what am I doing next? I don't know. This is the COVID-19 year. I'm glad I'm alive. Honestly, I mean, this morning when I woke up and heard about Mr. Bossman, it was so sad for me.
Yes, it is
just thank God. I'm not young. That guy is younger than me, a lot younger than me. So honestly, so I'm glad I'm alive. I have my family. I'm just grateful that I have what I have now. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I mean, people that don't even know I'm grateful for them. Honestly, I'm talking about people who have mentioned their name now. People like Toby, people like Nile. They don't even know. People will never imagine I'll mention their name ever. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
But I'm happy for the people in my life. I'm happy for Carol. I'm happy for Roma. I'm happy for you.
Thanks,
I'm happy
man.
For the black brothers in Taiwan that I've met, and they are always with me. You know, I just want to mention name.
Thank you.
I hope we can, because we are all here.
Yes.
I hope we can keep on doing things, because there's a lot we can do. There's so many talents in Taiwan. I keep saying that when you see talents, like your talents, for example, you know what I'm saying? I made a joke about asking you that, how do I become a broadcaster? You know what I'm saying? You said that joke online. So, I mean, it's amazing that you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is great. And we're doing the Black Lives Matter to promote, to help our brothers that they can do something. So, you know what I'm saying? So we're having a function later, not still in the planning stage, to talk to other people, how they can do something, how they can set up something in Taiwan and be stable. You know what I'm saying? There are always ways around things. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you're just full of positivity, man. And I really am proud too, because you never experienced ugly, so you don't know what it feels like the way we feel. You never experienced ugly, you don't know how we feel.
Ugly, oh my God!
You said it yourself, man.
No, I just said I'm a shark.
Oh, okay.
I experience ugly all the time.
Okay,
that's a shark. Yeah.
I'm trying my best to get out of that, but I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day, and we're going to do this again.
Definitely, bro.
We're going to do this again, and I want you to leave with some words to those who come from the similar background of yourself. What words would you want to share with them right now, straight up, to help them get over the personal obstacles they may be facing wherever they are, and how Taiwan has maybe changed you in some way, and what they can learn if they travel or whatever?
Well, I would just say that don't just be on your own. Speak up. There are people that will help you if you speak up to people. This year is a very tough year, the COVID-19 year,
right.
And everyone is struggling. But try to reach out to people. Don't be on your own. Don't think you can do nothing. Don't think no one will help you. You know what I'm saying? Just rise up, reach out to people, join a group. There's so many groups to join. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about that. The South African group. Toby even have a group himself. There's a South African group. There's so many groups online. You ask questions, speak up, and don't just stay there and kill yourself for nothing. People will help you. There's always someone out there to help. Taiwanese people are very friendly and nice people.
Yes.
And you'll find someone. You know what I'm saying?
And
that is it. That's just it. And keep on living.
Keep on living and keep on believing.
Keep on believing, yeah.
And Taiwan has come a very long way, and it's going to get
is.
better, and this is the place to be.
It is.
You know, man, thank you very much for being up here.
Thank you, bro.
I really
That's-
appreciate it. And we're gonna get you back.
Yeah, we can do this again some other time.
We're gonna get you
we
back.
have a show coming up. I have to come and talk to you about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Because we need it for Black Lives Matter. We need to get black guys together and support. And white people are supporting us too, which is great. You know, we need to get registered and things done. You know.
Well,
Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much. You know, that's just to show that people have a lot more in common than they think. We appreciate you viewing us here, and please leave a comment below, good comments, and please subscribe and click that little red bell over there, and let me know what else you feel we should cover here on 4C's One Family. Thank you very much for your time, and take care wherever you are in the world. 再见。